Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Uninformed Fan. It is Thursday. This is not the day that me and Jeffrey usually make love, but here we are, and we're ready for you. Jeff, how are we doing today, my friend?
Doing good. Yeah, I was a little under the weather. I'm still under the weather. But we got to get off these Knicks takes, man. Game one in the books. We got to get to it. So got to power through. How are you doing?
The usual. Puppy's on the mend, though. Sleep's getting a little bit better. Grinding away, selling sports cards. The usual. It's good stuff.
Any good breaks lately?
Yeah, I got a full case of Topps Hoops coming today. We're actually starting at 3:00 today. What's up, Justice? Hope you're having a good Thursday.
Big day for you. What's up, Nick? What's going on? Yeah, we can talk about the tip-off. Hilarious. So I know I sent that to multiple groups. I don't know if I actually sent it to that group though. But pretty funny. These guys have bet it's minus 1,000 for Victor Wembanyama to win the tip every single time. And these guys make great content, but they've bet it every single game. They say it's a free $100 that's just laying on the ground that you can bet. So they come out, they lay $1,000 down, they win $100. They keep it moving. They've done it every game of the playoffs so far. He's won. I think I also looked too against Karl Anthony Towns. Oh yeah, that's awesome. And also congratulations as well too on the new one coming as well. So
another one,
amazing.
Yoza.
Anyway, so he loses the tip, and it's just so funny because they're just standing there watching, and it pans to the one guy who's dressed in an alien suit. Just no words. They're not saying anything. And then the caption at the very end is, "We're on to game 2." But I want to say he was like 9-0 against Karl Anthony Towns or whatever. How many times they've done it? Karl Anthony Towns has never won a tip against Wembanyama before either. And he sneaks it. He snuck it, man. They got through the tip off. It didn't even get to the apex, and Karl Anthony Towns was on it, tipping it out. So
I don't even know. Like again, that's I don't know, man. You know how I feel about minus 1,000s, but like that to me just he could win the tip and the Knicks could still get the ball. Like it's interesting. Interesting play.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think in their mind,
what was it, plus 600 then on the other way?
I'm not sure. You know how the books mess around too. It could be plus 400 or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was plus 600-700, I think I'd be going the other way.
It's not something that I ever see Hard Rock offer. I can tell you that. So it's not really under game specials, unfortunately. But
speaking of getting screwed over in Florida, before we get into it real quick, did you see that the property tax thing passed the state legislature in Florida?
Yes,
and it now officially goes to the ballot in September.
Yes.
And did you see now all of the local governments are putting out all of this propaganda about how all of your services will be shut down moving forward because they just don't have enough money?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that, Jeffrey?
I think that this is one. Okay, so I have a few thoughts on it. Normally we don't talk politics on here. I think this is one of the most bipartisan things that anybody who's a homeowner who wants to own a home but is struggling with affordability. I think all of this ties into that, and I think it's something that should pass by 85% of the 60% that it needs. I think there is 15.
I don't think it doesn't need 60%. It needs 60%.
Nope, it needs 60% on the ballot to be able to pass. Same thing with the marijuana when they put that on
out of the state legislature.
No, so it's 60% of the vote is what they need. So you see a lot of things now that are kind of popping up. Listen, I'm all for it. I think it's great. I think the elevator, of starting and then gradually implementing will be great as well too. I think it's great that you have to have homestead. You can't just be somebody who is a snowbird here. I think all that is absolutely fine. And I understand where both sides are. Yeah, $11K a year, exactly. Imagine if you had that back to be able to spend. It's my argument about honestly taxes in general. It's really tough, when you go and you see what you've paid into taxes for a year, and you're looking down the barrel of $40,000 or $50,000 that you've paid combined with your significant other, and you're like, man, like this would
maybe 200,000.
Yeah, this would literally, like, I wouldn't have any debt. You know what I mean? Like, I would. It's baffling to see sometimes. I do think that this isn't a move that is just wholeheartedly for people's benefit. I do think it is for people's benefit, but I think the other reason that they're putting on the ballot and they're forcing it through, and they called a special session to make it happen coming up in this election specifically, is they think that they're going to get mollywopped in terms of the Republican Party. So I think this is a way for them to put something on there that's going to get everybody, no matter what, to want to show up and vote for it. And I think there's a small little ploy in there as well too. So yeah,
actually, Nick, I'll bite back just a little bit on there. It's absolutely the reason. And I'll tell you, just simply for the fact that the overbloated governments, and they came in and did all these audits and doing all this other stuff, and people like, but the parks, but this, you don't need to have a parade every month. You don't need to do all this other stuff. But Nick, just a case in point, my house, when I bought it 6 years ago, my property taxes have doubled from $4,500.
So is the price of your house as well too, though.
Not fully, but okay, but again, so we're talking about God's waiting room in Florida, right? So when people come here, they come here to retire and die, right? So 9 times, a lot of people have fixed income. So if I would have bought this house on a fixed income 6 years ago, and my property taxes are $4,500 a year, fast forward to 6 years from now, and Jeff, to your point, my property taxes have doubled to $9,000. Now, keep in mind, guys, I live in a townhome,
right?
A townhome. Have doubled to 9,000, but the value on my home, according to their assessment, has not doubled. So yeah, there's a big problem. I mean, you got the rich people, of course, over there on Panther Lake that are paying $40,000 a year in property taxes. Now, I mean, again, to me, it's just like, and to Nick's point right there, I'm actually looking at property in Miami right now, and there's 2 things that I'm looking at right now: HOA and property taxes.
For sure.
Those are my 2 things. Absolutely. I can afford the house. The house isn't the issue. It's the taxes and the HOA. Now you say, well, the taxes and HOA are the house, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. But again, if it was just the mortgage in principle, I could afford that. But then you start throwing, and I'm not even talking about the insurance, but yeah, I think it's a great idea. I just find it hilarious that all of these, politicians are putting this stuff out now, but this is going to decimate us. This is going to do this. How about this, guys? How about since you guys are not really full-time, a lot of these people in aldermen, especially in cities, are not full-time employees. How about you pay for your own health care, just like everybody else has to? How about you start giving away some of your freebies and putting that money back in? Like, there's a lot of different things, and I think we can all agree, I don't care which side you're on, left, right, whatever, that government waste is the issue. It's not the amount of money that comes in. And I think that's the biggest issue that we've seen over and over and over again. It's not the amount of money that comes in. It's about how they use it and spend it and what they do with it. So I great. I mean, according to the little thing, I'm supposed to save like $4,500, but it also didn't have the correct property tax on there. And it's the same thing. It's like, this also doesn't affect schools. Like, there's still going to be so much, we're still going to get property tax for schools. So it's never a home run. Then also DeSantis come out and say, well, if you move here, you're not going to, yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly, Nick. And one thing that they did say is that they're going to have to start adding all of these extra taxes. Then you'll see exactly what this tax is for, what it's going for, blah, blah, blah. But, if you move to Florida, you don't get just free property taxes right away. You have to wait 5 years,
right?
Which to me, I think it should be 10. I mean, there's been people paying property taxes down here for lifelong. Also, for all you veterans out there and possibly Purple Heart recipients in the state of Florida, you can get free property taxes, by the way. Free. You do not pay property taxes if you are a Purple Heart veteran of any United States military. So keep that in mind, all of our military viewers out there, as it should be. Yeah, it's just the government waste. I'm glad it's going to go through. To your point, Jeff, we need 60%. I think it's going to go by a landslide, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. You get into some of these little chats and get on these, and there's just these campaign warriors. And you know what? I feel like saying every single time, these are the people that are paying $2,000 to $3,000 a year in property taxes right now.
Well, $2,000 to $3,000. There's a lot of politicians that come out and they have a stance on this, one way or another. But it's funny to see the ratio, right? Because they'll come out. We always talk about ratios on Twitter and stuff like that. So you'll see, like, they'll come and make a comment about it, and there'll always be more comments than there is likes or shares. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's, I think it's a great idea. Honestly, I do. I do think that we're starting to actually, I think, agree on more stuff than we are be more divisive about stuff. And I think we're kind of seeing that coming full circle. I think a lot of the stuff that Mandami's trying to do in New York right now, I think he's got some really good ideas. I think he's got some absolutely terrible ideas. So there's like this really kind of disconnect there. But I think some of what he's trying to do as well in New York is a little bit kind of geared toward making things more affordable for middle income and stuff like that. So listen,
I agree.
City of New York's going to be rocking, though. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to handle all this that's going on going forward. Obviously, we have what's going on in the city of New York with the basketball, but also they're going to be hosting, I believe, Game 6. It's going to be at the same time. There's a World Cup game at MetLife as well, too. So
not an actual World Cup game, though, right? Like a prequel?
No, actual World Cup game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Game 6 is slated. So World Cup, World Cup starts 1 week from today, I believe.
I thought the friendly matchups or the warm-ups were getting ready to get started.
They just had one. USA just played Senegal. Senegal's a top 15 team, and according to FIFA rankings, they played them in a friendly, and US fared very, very well. So it'll be interesting to see.
Did they win?
They did. They scored 2 goals in the first 25 minutes. And then, as we mentioned, kind of parked the bus from there, which I think will be a strategy the U.S. will kind of employ going forward. That's why you saw them bring on so many defenders. That's why you saw some of the center mids who normally would have made the team didn't get retained on this specific roster, because I think the idea and the philosophy that they're going to go through is going to be kind of that specific attack. So.
Nice. Yeah, I think the Knicks came out, looked really good game 1. They had their moments. They were down by 15, and this is just one of the things in the NBA that's just always one of those things. It doesn't, even in the playoffs, man, teams get down by 25 points, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's a 3-point game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just incredible swings. It's incredible. I've said it numerous times. I'll keep just saying it over again. I really do not understand Wemby's game. I really just do not. You got all of this length, all of this stuff. On the defensive side, great. I do see it. You keep him in towards the lane. When anybody's driving towards the lane, now you got a 7'7" guy that's, with a wingspan of probably 15 feet. It's tough to shoot over. So the defensive aspect, I get it. But the offensive aspect, the guy can't get into the center of the lane. He can't body anybody. He can't even get in for offensive rebounds. If he's not in that area, he's not getting in that area. Hell, Caruso held him out. I mean, the guy is a wet paper toilet, a toilet sheet. I don't see it, man. You got this 7'7" guy that keeps spotting up, shooting threes. Now he did do good, and he is a hell of a shooter. Do not get me wrong. But when we have somebody 7'7", we can't have him out there playing Steph Curry's game off the pick and rolls. And I just don't know how the Spurs can get him involved to where he needs to be involved without gassing him. They just don't have enough. They just don't have enough muscle, I don't think, in the interior game. Like I said, when you have a 7'7" guy, but you can't play him in the interior, I just don't know how that's going to work in the NBA Finals. I just don't. And he does appear to get gassed towards the end of every game. Now, he does play a lot, but he does appear to get gassed by the end of the game. So I think it's going to be a big thing moving forward. I'm not going to write them out. If you listened on the podcast a couple of weeks ago or whatever the last show we did, I said that, the Western team was going to probably be favored, but I would think that the Knicks would put up a good Actually, I thought the Knicks would be fair, I think I said, because of the gas that the West is coming off and just the fact that they've rested. And I think you saw that. I think you saw that towards the end of game 1. I think they just had fresher legs, deeper. Jalen Brunson starts the fourth quarter on the bench for the first 5 minutes and was able to come in and ride the rest of the fourth quarter on, which he just took over, where Wemby was pretty much in the entire fourth quarter. Another big, huge thing. I just don't know. I mean, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox are playing out of their mind. What's the guy that the last name starts with a V for the Spurs?
Devin Vassell.
I mean, these guys are playing very, very good. I don't see much production coming out of the Spurs bench. Now, I could be wrong. That could just be the uninformed fan, but I don't see a lot of stuff happening out of the Spurs bench, and that's not gonna fly. You got to have somebody that can take the pressure off Wemby. And again, you have a 7'7" guy that can't get in the paint on the offensive side. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan Harper comes off the bench, so that gets a little bit skewed, right? Because he plays starters minutes. He played 28 minutes last night with 16 points. He has 8 rebounds. He's just a cog. If I look at their team, right, and I look at kind of the numbers just from a very 10,000 foot level, I'll say that if you're going to be the 6th man of the year in Keldon Johnson, you got to figure out how to come out and play much better than 3 points in 1 of 4 and only 8 minutes on the floor. I thought Fox was very pedestrian, 3 of 13. He had a couple nice middies. I said this, though. I think that there's a lot of matchup problems that the Spurs are going to incur throughout this series. The Spurs lost 1 quarter in this entire game, and that was the first quarter. I'm sorry, the Spurs. The Knicks lost 1 quarter, and that was the first quarter. The Knicks beat them in every single metric when it comes to rebounding, offensive rebounding, assists, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, whatever you want to look at, except for the amount of free throws made. Now, that can obviously balance back out. Brunson gets hurt twice in this game. Rolls an ankle, hurts his knee, comes out, goes to the locker room, comes right back in. Mitchell Robinson and his that matchup, to me, that Kornet Robinson matchup, when Karl-Anthony Towns goes out of the game and Wembanyama goes out of the game, and now you have these 2 bigs. Mitchell Robinson dominated that matchup last night. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was really good. And I think going forward, the Spurs got to figure that out, because if you're going to constantly lose, I thought Karl-Anthony Towns was borderline just as good as Wemby was yesterday. Now, Wemby has the free throws.
Wemby had a really bad game, though.
He ended up getting there in terms of points, and it looks better. But in my opinion, they got to figure out that second unit. I think the Knicks have more grimy dogs than the Spurs do, who are willing to just go out and get dirty. If you look at the way that it's set up, Josh Hart with 15 rebounds, he's one of the best free safeties in all of NBA. And when I say that, when you allow him to sit there and be able to cheat off the perimeter, when you allow him to sit there, and when Wemby's catching those things in the high post, Josh Hart is crashing down. When Wemby's doing those spin moves that he always does, now you have OG Anunoby, now you have Mikal Bridges, now you have Josh Hart all swiping down on the ball and getting steals. I think their steal props going forward are very interesting to look at for the entire series. And now you got a guy in Jose Alvarado coming off the bench, who's coming off the bench and playing with heart. Landry Shamet came out yesterday. I thought he was fantastic. He's a guy who, obviously, we don't expect him to go 10 for 11 like he did, but he plays 33 minutes in this game, gets 13 points. He was huge. I thought that overall they were really good. Obviously, Karl-Anthony Towns, 18-12 for a block, 4 offensive rebounds is really what you're looking at. If he can give you that every single game, I think this is, I don't know if the Knicks lose a game, honestly. I don't know if the Knicks lose a game in the series. We talked about this before. The Knicks have been on a historical run in these NBA playoffs since the Atlanta series. No team in NBA history has been on like the run that they have been on, defensively, offensively, and margin of victory. They come out game 1. I don't even think they played their best game, and you get a 10-point win on the road in San Antonio. I don't know.
I agree. Like I said, I for as good and everything that Wembanyama is, like, he had 12 rebounds. Okay, we just talked about how Josh Hart had more rebounds because it's hustle rebounds, right? And I would gather to say 10 or 11 of those are all defensive rebounds. There is like 0 offensive rebounds coming from Victor on this. And again, as a 7-7 guy, I want rebounds on both sides, because rebounds on the offensive side gives us more opportunities. But if you watch the Spurs on offense, very rarely is Victor Wembanyama anywhere near the paint. Very rare. And he's definitely not inside the free throw boundary. So I don't know what you call it. The box, I guess. We'll see. Can they come back in game 2? I don't know, man. I mean, I think that they will. I think that, honestly, the Knicks have done what they wanted to do. They took 1 out of San Antonio. That's obviously the first step. You want to get 1 on the road, gives you back to a home court advantage. Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see how much energy they exerted here. I think it's going to be tough, man. Like I said, when we talked last week and you told me that the Knicks were like plus 280 or 250. Yeah, dude, give me that. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, what was that stat? The Knicks played like 4 games in like 23 days or something like that.
Yeah,
like
they're like almost a month off.
They're so rested and they're so ready. And here's the thing too. Now you fast forward to game 2. Okay, you didn't play terrible. I remember I was saying this when we were talking about halftime. They were trying to figure out bets in our group chat, and I go, listen, I can tell you 10 different things that I think might happen. If Julian Champagne hits 5 threes and hits 10 threes for the game, none of it's going to matter, because you can't really account for that kind of a factor. The guy hit 5 threes in the first half. Second half, he hit 0. So now all of a sudden, that 15 points that came from the, your random guy who you expect 1 or 2 from comes with 15. Yeah. When it comes to game 2, we talk about mindset and pressure. And teams that have been there before maybe don't feel this, but when you've never been there before and you're one of the youngest teams ever to be there in the history of the NBA Finals at average age is 25 and under, that becomes an issue of creeping up of doubt. If you lose game 2, do you even come back home? Like if you lose game 2 and you're going to go to the Garden in New York, we know what it's going to be like for game 3. I don't think San Antonio realizes what it's going to be like. It is going to be insane in the Garden for game 3.
There was a lot of Knicks fans in San Antonio.
You could hear them chanting MVP for Jalen Brunson on the television in San Antonio.
Yeah.
These people have deep pockets. They are celebrities. They are diehards. They have not seen a title since the 70s. They are going to be so devoted and committed to this.
You know who won't be there?
Who's that?
Moses. He's
Why?
banned.
He's banned from MSG?
Yep.
Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I think this game 2 is a huge game. I think the Knicks are playing with house money right here. But they have a chance to absolutely, if they win this game, you can't tell me that San Antonio has the confidence, the wherewithal, the chutzpah to go in and win game 3 or game 4.
I think they do. They went into OKC, defending champs, Shea, rating MVP, 2-time MVP. Wemby had a little bit, chip on his shoulder there. They went in game 7 and won that one. Now, I will say they might have exerted all of the energy in that series. That's my only issue.
Like I said, fighting the boogeyman.
He is the fourth quarter. He's laboring up and down the court, man. Yeah. It's too much time. Like you said, they got to get some more minutes out of Kornet. They got to get some, meaningful minutes out of these bench guys, and they're just not getting them.
I thought it was really interesting as well, too. When you look, Kornet, 10 minutes, 0 points, 1 rebound, right? 1 steal. And on the other side, it wasn't like, Mitchell Robinson was great, 2 points, right? But 6 rebounds. That's what you want. You need defensive rebounds. You need to be able to keep possessions, in my opinion. So
must win game 2.
Must win game 2. Absolutely.
NFL news, Jeffrey. Myles Garrett to the Rams.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Especially after the fact of, he's off the books. And then the Rams are like, well, what if we throw in Jared Verse? I'm like, wait a minute. I think it's a good trade for the Browns, to be perfectly honest with you. I really do.
1, 2, or 3 in Verse to go for Garrett. I don't know where else you're going to get a comparable player plus 3 picks.
Yeah, I think it's a great move for the Browns. Did you see the Aaron Donald chatter now?
Can I say this real quick?
You can say whatever you like, Jeff.
The Browns will not finish last in that division this year.
Okay, bold take. Who's going to be the quarterback?
I hope Shedeur.
I'm going to go Deshaun Watson.
I'm probably, but I think Shedeur, I thought, proved that he could at least hang and play and have the team rally around him.
Did you see the Dillon Gabriel, Jared Verse controversy?
It's kind of funny because that's how much they think of you, Dillon Gabriel. Even though you were drafted before Shedeur Sanders, that's how poorly you have been since you've been in that building that they literally just gave your number away.
I think it's kind of a bitch move, to be honest with you. Jared Verse is the one that took his number. Yeah, so I think it's a bitch move a little bit. I get it. You're the big dog and you're going to get the number anyway, but you could at least hey, dude, I'm taking this number. You could at least say something to them, not just show up in the number. I think it's kind of a bitch move, man. I think it does nothing good for the Browns organization and the team. I'm sure a lot of people don't care, to your point. A lot of people just don't give a shit. And I don't know. I think it's a shit move. I do think Deshaun Watson takes over this. Let's be honest. Deshaun Watson, before all of this stuff happened in Houston, Texas, was a top 5 quarterback. There was people talking about why the Bears didn't take him, while comparisons to Mahomes coming out of the same draft class. the guy has all of the talent in the world, gets hurt, does the massage things, gets charged, gets hurt again. If he can come back to be a little bit of that his former self, I think Deshaun Watson not only leads it, and I think he performs. I think Shedeur could be a great backup, and I think that's probably the best thing for him, in my opinion, is that he sits back under Deshaun Watson. He's been through a lot. That way he can learn a little bit more. I think Deshaun Watson comes out. I don't know about them not finishing last in the division though. We'll see. Well, that leaves something to be determined. The Rams plus 550. I mean, you can say this, guys. We talked about the Rams, and we talked about that pick that they took, Ty Simpson, in the first round, and a lot of the players saying, "What are we doing to win now? Like, I don't need that guy to come in and sit." And then, of course, then you sign Matt Stafford to another 2 years, or I guess it's this year plus another year, so 2 years total. And then everybody's like, "Well, what are we doing to win now?" And the Rams are just like, "Hold my beer here," and boom, now they put that guy. And the Aaron Donald rumors are flying, Jeff. The Aaron Donald rumors are flying.
Yeah, I don't know if I see it happening though.
Why would I would, dude? I mean, come on, man. He's still posting pictures of him doing full NFL workouts, still in shape, still doing this.
Yeah, it's tough when you have a ton of money and you're retired and you've been retired. I don't know what it would look like. Maybe come back.
Well, let me ask you this on paper,
or something like that. But like
on paper, though, this is. To the obviously the odds maker on paper, the Rams are just literally set up to go straight to the Super Bowl. You possibly play the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl in your home stadium, and then ride off into the sunset one more time. Right off with your boy Matt.
Can I tell you what's more interesting to me, Justice? If Matt Stafford gets hurt, right? A back injury, something, whatever. You never know. A finger.
Which you probably will.
Follow through on something. And now they have to bring in Stetson Bennett or Ty Simpson or whatever. I think it's more interesting, the Rams plus 550. I think it's more interesting the Rams to miss the playoffs at plus 350. I think if I was going to take one of those.
Rams to miss the playoffs is only plus 350?
Plus 350, yeah.
Wow.
Well, if they're plus 550 to win the Super Bowl. I don't know. Miss the playoffs.
Miss the playoffs? To me, that should be like 600.
Maybe. I don't know if maybe we can try to find it. I doubt they'll have anything on Hard Rock.
It's not going to happen down here in the great free state of Florida. I'll tell you that, Jeffrey. It ain't going to happen down here. Patriots land A.J. Brown as expected. Of course, the group chat and our resident Patriot fan was already talking about Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that. Jeff, I'm just going to put it out there. While I do believe A.J. Brown is a great receiver and it's good to have for the New England Patriots, very rarely does a quarterback, sophomore year, whatever, come back for the next year and perform just as well, if not better. I think that you also had the Patriots that played one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. You can only play who you're put up against, but when you come against bad defenses and you get exposed, his completion rate percentage was absolutely off the charts. It's just very hard to sustain that exact same thing for the next year. That's my only thing. I don't think Drake May is going to be as good as the MVP level as he was last year. And then, of course, defenses now, as Jeff always says, you got another full season to tape on him. You're going to find out your weaknesses. Then you bring in A.J. Brown. Okay, we're going to double A.J. Brown. We're going to cover, we're going to cover him a little bit more. Who's going to pick up the slack? I don't know. Jeff, what are your thoughts?
I'm sorry. I was looking at the, it is plus 350, by the way. What was your question again? To me one more time.
Unbelievable, dude.
Go ahead.
Unbelievable. I cannot just repeat the entire rant.
You don't got to repeat the rant.
It was like a 5-minute rant. A.J. Brown traded to the Patriots.
Great move.
Do we expect Drake May to continue with his performance from last year? Do we expect a regression? And does this absolutely make them favorites for whatever?
Favorites in their division? Yes, I would say favorites in their division for sure. I think they have a great defense still. I think they're still led by one of the best coaches in the NFL, Mike Vrabel. It was funny.
Who also is going to have a lot on his mind this year.
I don't think he's going to have a lot on his mind. As soon as A.J. Brown news happened, I know I responded with Diana Rossini was the first to report. I think it's all going to kind of blow over, much like she did to him. But I do think
blow under Jeffrey.
Whatever. I think AJ Brown's a great pickup. I think they've needed an X. I think he's wanted to be there. He's been a Patriots fan his whole life. Him and Vrabel have an incredible relationship and connection. I think I saw a few players from the Eagles not tweeting their well wishes to AJ Brown as well too. Regards of thank God it's finally over and so on and so forth. Regardless of what you want to say. And then there's the whole story. Did you see the story that popped up about
the wives?
The side piece and
I saw something about Jalen Hurts' wife, his wife, and Jalen Hurts was trying to mitigate it for a little bit, and then it went all sour, and that's when everything kind of went going the wrong way.
I want to get this completely correct if I'm gonna say
let's get our hearsay completely correct here. But yes, I as far as the other people in the locker room, I'm sure they're glad that he's
that's
gone.
Right. Okay. Conspiracy theory about AJ Brown, Hassan Reddick, Jalen Hurts, and a massage therapist side chick. From what I understand, there was a situation with Hassan Reddick and AJ Brown with a masseuse, and AJ Brown tried to ask Jalen Hurts to get involved and interject, and Jalen Hurts decided that that was not something that he wanted to interject or get involved with. And I think that's when things started to go south, supposedly. So now I'll say this, because you could say different things back and forth. Is it the job of the leader of a football team to make sure that everybody is okay, and be the leader of men? I think so.
Tim Tebow would.
I mean, Tom Brady was out there getting his boys fake vaccination cards, talk about a leader of men. That's all I'm saying. He wasn't scared to get Alex Guerrero in there and write some fake fax cards, not at all. So allegedly, actually, I think that ended up getting proven true, but whatever, neither here nor there. That's how good he was to Antonio Brown, and then Antonio Brown turned around and did all that to him. So what a real piece of work.
Antonio Brown posting the pictures of his wife, dude. Do you see? Hey, now that the divorce is over and all that stuff, you think Antonio Brown got in there?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Okay. All right.
I don't even know what we were talking about now. I don't think Giselle would ever be associated with something like that.
You never know. Dabble in the forbidden chocolate fountain?
No.
I don't know, Jeffrey. I don't know. Jeff, do you see who's on the Madden cover?
There's a Brazilians are not the most inclusive people when it comes to
pains in the asses,
things like that.
Wait, who's Brazilian?
Giselle.
Giselle's not Brazilian.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I believe she's from Porto Alegre, but I could be wrong. That's why I always thought when I was in Santa Catarina, which is like the super south of Brazil, the super south of Brazil, it's like this exclusive little place, which I'm going to this other place, which is kind of crazy too. But I was always like, I might run into Tom here at some point in my life, being down there, but whatever. It's all good.
No wonder she's with a Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
I think she's with a jiu-jitsu instructor. I mean, come
on. Older people get into that. She's only 45. Wow. Jeff, you see who's on the Madden cover this year?
Iceman, baby.
Caleb Williams, the first Bears player ever.
Iceman was a nice man, but now I'm hot and cold. It is Iceman season, by the way.
Ever to grace the cover of Madden.
He's the first Bears player
ever.
Matt Forte wasn't on there? I thought Matt Forte was on there at one point.
Nope.
Interesting. Never Hester?
No. Oh, he's a specialist.
Never Brandon Marshall?
Definitely not Brandon Marshall. Why is the internet so stupid sometimes?
I don't know.
So, Jeff, we talk maggot. I mean, Justice, don't. You're lucky we're here today. Okay.
Did you see the Jared McCain TikTok?
Hold on. Let's go back to this real quick. So obviously there's
thinking about what Justice said. Pride Month special Madden cover.
Obviously, there is the curse of the Madden cover, which is well documented. And then we just talked about how a quarterback can very rarely replicate. What is so funny now?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
No, what? What was the other comment that sent you?
That one.
You figured out what maggot was?
I didn't know. I know what maggot is. I just didn't think about it being Pride Month and them releasing the cover. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm done. What did you want to wrap it up with, Jeff? What did you want to wrap it up with?
Women's College World Series going on. You know, I'm of the opinion. I think that oh yeah, I mean, well, College World Series, men's baseball wise, you guys lose to Troy, we lose to St. John's. I mean, just embarrassing. Unfortunate. I think that women's college softball is more entertaining than men's college baseball.
Well, you also watch the WNBA, so I don't think your opinion really matters.
I do.
Well, that's all that matters. That you're happy.
Is your guy here yet?
Nope. He sure isn't. But that's okay. I got stuff to do. Got a big old look at this break happening today, Jeffrey. Look at all of those boxes. We're opening 40 boxes today. 40.
Why so many?
It's a full case. So you got the case hits in there. Obviously, we're Cooper Flag chasing. Could have a Cooper Flag autograph, Steph Curry autograph. A lot of good stuff in there, Jeff. A lot of good stuff in there. Join us, Thomas Memorabilia, 3 p.m. on Whatnot, as we break the full case of Topps Hoops Fanatics exclusive.
So I want to show you this thing. I'm going to try to share my screen real quick. Pretty cool. Stumbled upon it. It's kind of a viral thing. Justice, you might like this as well, too. How do I share my screen? It's got to be it, no? Yeah, share screen right here.
Hold on, I got to report this as a hate crime comment.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Who uses Yahoo as their search engine?
I don't.
Well, you just did. You just did, Jeffrey.
So this is kind of cool. So it's called 82-0, right? So basically they give you, you can go classic or you can go play Hoop IQ. Just for fun, we're going to go play classic. Basically what you do is you spin, right? It's going to give you a team. It's going to give you the era. It's going to give you the options of players. The goal is to create a team good enough that would go 82-0. All right? This is something that I stumbled upon the other day. I think it's fantastic. So you go spin. It's going to give you, we have the Sacramento Kings from the 2000s. So basically you find a player on here that you think will be good enough. We can go Chris Webber. He's going to be a center or a power forward. Plug it in. Okay. We're going to go power forward. But if we find a better power forward, you know, we can always slide Chris Webber down to center as well, too. Denver in the 2000s. Denver in the 2000s. I'm going to go. You think Carmelo Anthony or AI?
Mello.
Phoenix in the 80s. See, now we got to bring in Tom Chambers, right? Houston the 90s, and now we just messed up because we needed Hakeem Olajuwon.
Got Scottie Pippen down there.
That's why it's tough. Scottie Pippen averaged 14 points.
Oh, but according to he's the GOAT, dude.
Detroit in the 70s. I guess we got to go Dave Bing, huh? 63 and 19. All right, we're going to have Tyson. You're going to do one yourself here. We're going to see what we can get to. I guess 87.9 points isn't bad. It's a dynasty, but we'll go. All right, build another. We're going to go spin. You're going to call it all the ones that we're going to get here. Golden State Warriors 2020s.
Steph.
I mean, you're going to go Steph Curry, right?
Steph.
All right. Spurs 2010s.
Duncan.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is only what their averages are during that era.
Yeah, give me Duncan.
Okay. This is around your time.
What was this one again? I didn't see it.
This is the Dallas Mavericks in the 1980s.
Pat Cummings, huh? I guess give me Mark Aguirre.
Mark Aguirre, small forward, great pick. Houston in the 80s. So you can take Hakeem or Moses Malone and you can move Tim Duncan to the power forward.
Yeah, move Tim Duncan. And then give me the dream.
Yeah, I agree. All right, you got one more. So
one left. Give me Jordan. Give me Jordan.
I mean, if you get Jordan, you might actually get it. No, Philadelphia in the 2010s. So,
Ben Simmons.
You want Ben Simmons?
No, I don't want Ben Simmons.
Okay.
Who do I need? I need.
Unfortunately, you can't do Embiid. Now you can move Steph to shooting guard if you want. If you want Ben Simmons, but you can also go Jimmy Butler.
I definitely don't want Ben Simmons. It's either Tobias Harris or Jimmy Butler.
Well, Jimmy Butler you can't do because you have Mark Aguirre at small forward, and you have Tim Duncan who's locked into power forward or center, and Hakeem who's
got shooting guard. He's got shooting guard on his.
Who does?
Jimmy Butler. He's got shooting guard.
I said you can do Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, that's what I want. Give me him.
Okay. 63 and 19. A dynasty.
Did I beat you?
Pretty good though. I think we tied.
Oh, I think you had 20 losses. Run the tape back.
I don't have the
tape back.
I don't have the tape. I don't have the tape.
Run the tape back.
It's pretty addictive though. Like I was doing this for like 35, 40 minutes trying to get it. But it sucks. Yeah, you get like Adrian Dantley. Like, I mean, he's a great player. But like, if I'm talking about all-time teams, like, I mean, what Phoenix in the 70s? I got to go Gail Goodrich over here. You know,
63 and 19. What was I?
63 and 19.
Oh.
Utah in the 80s. We'll go Carl. See, this is gonna be like it's not gonna be great. We need a center. Ugh.
Jeff Green. And his freedom. All right, so this is the tiebreaker. So I got to go again. I got to beat 23. Let's see here. Washington. Ooh. Give me Bradley Beal.
It's funny that you get all these players to choose from in this pool.
Yeah, that's actually pretty healthy. What a shit team this is, huh?
This was Charlotte in the 2010s, man.
I guess give me Steven Jackson.
These are the old school uniforms. This is
gonna be tough. How many did you have? 23 losses or more?
Yeah, 23.
Milwaukee. Give me Giannis. Come on, like, can we get some 90s Chicago? Philadelphia in the 60s.
Phoenix in the 60s.
I guess Gale.
Yeah. Now you need a center, but you can. I think you can slide Giannis around though. You can go John Collins, I guess. I think you can slide Giannis to center if you want.
Any of those other guys can kind of slide to power forward.
Steven Jackson, maybe.
I need to figure out how to get Trae Young here.
Yeah, you can't.
Just try it anyway. See what happens.
You can't. He's only point guard.
Just click it, Joe.
What? It's not going to let you.
Just click it.
You can't. It's locked.
Oh my God! So I need a who?
You need a small forward or a power forward. John Collins.
I guess. Forward? Yeah, I guess.
Take Steven Jackson, put him back here, and then John Collins. 56 and 26.
Yeah, whatever. And that's going to do it for me. That pisses me off. What a shit draw I got there. Gale, Goodrich, Bradley.
It's tough, bro. It's tough, right? It's tough. Yeah. But then, like, you also have these random ones where you spin and it's like, oh, wait a minute. I needed a center and I spun Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I mean? Like, I think I got 80 and 2 at one point last night. That was
Seems pretty fun. Seems pretty fun. Looks like the first spin was the right spin.
What are you going to do?
All right, guys. That's going to do it for us today on the Uninformed Fan.
That's how they keep you coming back, you know? You kill it on the first one. You're like, I can do this, you know? Appreciate everybody showing love. Justice, Nick, appreciate you guys being in the chat.
Millions of people worldwide.
Everybody else who was there in the background. We can see the numbers on our screen. You didn't decide to participate in the chat. It's absolutely fine.
10,000 people in the chat today.
Shout out to the 3-time for creating the graphics before he went to the golf course to go play. Sincerely appreciate that from you as well too. Anything else you got?
This is the 3-time on the golf course. That's going to do it for us today on the Uninformed Fan. I hope everybody has a great week. If you are driving out over the weekend, please, for the love of God, stay out of the left-hand lane.
Be great.